Well, guys, as you can see, I'm currently sitting here with all of our stocks in Microvision. There they are. There they are. They're behind me. I got all mine with me. I hope you brought some of yours with you too. Holy balls, man. Look, I'm not going to stream this one too long. I just didn't feel like recording a video and then posting it and then uploading it. I feel like this would just be a little bit quicker. That I'm just going to do it live and then save it so you can replay it. But man, oh man, oh man, what a day. Look, buddy, if you were holding Microvision with me, I feel your pain. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what happened. Today, Microvision took a giant dump. Look, man, we were bullish. We were so bullish. It formed a head and shoulders, and we're like, break out. We're going to break out. But guess what? We broke. We broke it. It broke completely. Look, man, I'm still averaged in too high for this nonsense. But let's talk about it. The earnings call was exactly what we knew it would be. This wasn't anything new. We knew they didn't really have any sales. We just hoped that they would come out and say, I don't know, a hint toward a partnership. Now, they do have some people interested in some of their tech and all that fun stuff. And honestly, leading up to the earnings call, there was just a bunch of pretty good PR. What do we say? There's no such thing as bad PR. I'm going to tell a story on the podcast here in a little bit about bad PR and how you spin that shit. But right now, I'm going to pull up the chart, and we're going to just have a look at it, and we're just going to be hopeful for what could potentially happen here. Because as we know, the market is a wild, wild beast right now. Right? A lot of stuff doesn't make any damn sense. So let's talk about it. I'm going to pull it up. So if you're joining in, I am talking about Microvision. I might even talk a little bit about some other ones. We'll throw it in there. Let's be a little stock recap. I'm not going to stream forever on this one because I've got other videos I want to do. But if you're just joining in behind me, like I said at the beginning, all our shares of Microvision. They're right behind me. They're just having a good time. So let's pull up this chart and let's have a look at what went down. Boom. This here is the 1 hour chart on Microvision. Right? We saw our hella run up from 12 bucks all the way up to 31, and then we saw this crazy pullback. Gave up a good chunk. Then we saw a rally, and then we saw more of a rally, and now since that $25 hit, we're now sitting at 14.19. Gave up like 40-something%, right? Which is pretty crazy. It's pretty wild to have that happen in this short time frame, which just goes to show you how wild this market is. And if you're feeling really bad right now because you're bag holding Microvision, I'm going to show you some other bags that you could potentially be holding as well. Check it out, man. You're not alone. Look, man, you could have bought Clover at $11.50 today, 10.17. Look at that run up. Crazy. And it fell, right? So we're not alone. This happens too often to be a coincidence. It just does. These stocks, they rise up and they fall. The other one here at GameStop, look, bam. And I get it, meme stock or not. GameStop is honestly not trading that volatile right now. GameStop has been fairly consistent in its price point, which is not good nor bad. And you can go to AMC. AMC went up. Nice rise, $3. And then fell from grace today for no reason. No reason at all, right? Big sell-off. We could probably pick one at random that did that. Look at Riot. Boom. Right? Riot ran up and then fell 10%. Now, it didn't fall 40%, but it fell a lot. So, and Upstart. Look at Upstart. Upstart's like the king of bear traps. Look at that thing. Bam. It fell from 116 down to like $100. And then rebound a little bit. Now, the difference being is that Microvision is a little bit of a different case. Slightly different. Chart-wise, we could see a whole lot of things happening. We had a George W. here. And what I'm going to say, if you are being bullish on Microvision, is that we could very easily make a case to form a George W down here. We just won't know until tomorrow. Now the low could be lower. Your next support line's 13. Let's just say 1375. Right? You're at 1419. If it breaks through that, bro, I mean, there's no reason for it to. Honestly, it's kind of crazy. It'd be kind of crazy to go back to $10. I think what you see today is a serious overreaction in the market in general. As a whole, there was a lot of stocks that took big hits today with no news whatsoever behind them. And there was a couple, really, there wasn't much of anything that ran up that did well, right? Nokia was the only thing that did well, and it still sold off. Nokia was only up because of the pre-market. The actual trading during the day was a bunch of garbage. So keep that in mind. If you're really, really down right now and you're looking at your account wondering why in the F you bought Microvision, it's going to be okay. Look, man, if you want to sell and take a freaking 30% hit, be my guest. Be my guest. Lose your money. I can't tell you what to do. I can just tell you that that's probably the dumbest thing that you could do. Right? I'm gonna make sure that we're clear. I'm just gonna flick this little guy off. I'm gonna tell you from experience, that's the dumbest thing you could do. If you're bag holding this way up top, just hang out a little longer, man. Even if it goes back up to 16 or 18 bucks, that's the best chance you have of recouping that because you're averaged in too high. You lost 30% at 20 bucks. You know, for you to get that kind of money back, you're going to have to ride something up a lot more because you're starting a lot lower. Just keep that in mind. I would wait to see how this plays out. These big sell orders that come through are not yous and me's, right? It's not me and you that sold this stock. It's somebody with much more influence than us. And usually what happens after a big sell-off like that is somebody else comes in and buys that dip. I mean, we're going to have to go back to a different spot here, but you'll see it happen. They'll start to buy it back up. So if you don't have a long time to wait, if you need to pull some of your money out, pull some of your money out. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. If you played puts, bro, I'd sell them tomorrow. Promise you that. I wouldn't hold puts forever because they'll get burned up. If you bought puts today at the top, or if you bought puts yesterday, or hell, if you bought puts the day before yesterday, and they are up 200% or 300%, don't be greedy, man. Sell them suckers. Get rid of them. Because what we've seen in the market is that these things can go wildly the other direction. I'm not saying that it will. I'm saying that it can. I'm going to give hope to the bulls out there to say, whenever there's a deep V, a lot of times there's a big bounce. Or it forms a bigger W. And this is the first time that we've seen a red candle really that was even somewhat scary on the weekly. But that on the weekly chart, that's just a higher low. On the daily chart, it looks a little bit more disgusting, but it's still only retracing back to this other high. So if it finds support here, the turnaround is on the way. Keep this in mind. When we just look at this 1 minute, it looks bad, but I ain't worried. The calls are still 3 weeks out. If you're holding calls, they're still 3 weeks out. If you want to average down on them, great time to do that. You're just going to print more money as it goes up, right? You know, you could roll those calls into a longer position. If they're May 21st, roll it back to the next position. I don't know what that is. We have to look here. So that would be June 18th. Roll your position out there and see what's that strike price. Right now, these are all going to update tomorrow, obviously, because the market's closed and it tanked a lot. But roll that thing out. You know, if you want to hit a $22 strike price that was $7.40 an option, it's going to be a lot cheaper. So roll them out if you still feel bullish. What I'm saying is that we get greedy, man. If you were in this to make some quick profits, you're fine. If you've been holding this thing for a while, this doesn't scare you in the least bit. You still way up. If you're averaging at $10, you don't give a shit about 14. You're not worried in the least bit about 14. But I'm not concerned about it, man. I'm really concerned about my Luminar calls. I think they're just going to burn me. I mean, it's possible. It's only $2 away from it being in the money, but... And it could see that. Luminar has done balances before where it's went from 23 to 25. I mean, it's not a crazy thought. So that's my take on what happened with Microvision. I don't think it's all bad news. I think it's a big overreaction. I think it's a market reaction combined with people that make money. Look, market makers make money. They make money off of me and you, especially when you sell your position hella early for a loss, right? They're banking on you selling, at least on a short position. Now, some of these guys want to make money on the way up. Who's not to say that you don't go out there and buy a bunch of calls and then go drop a ton of shares down and rocket it up, and just think about the money you would make if you could do that. If you had 20 mil, that's how much we lost today in these candlesticks. $20 million, maybe a little more than 20 million with these other ones added in. Let's just say 20 million bucks is what you lost in shares that were sold. And also keep in mind, when you sell a share, someone bought it, so they just bought it for less. Someone still bought that sucker. So, you got that kind of money and you want to print yourself some money, buy yourself a bunch of calls and then drop some shares. It doesn't take much to move it. It does take volatility. You had half the volume we've had in the recent days. And when people talk about volume moving stocks and how the volume is so great and it goes up, up, up on volume, remember this. It dropped 20% on... God, let me see if I can pull up an hourly. Yeah, let's do this. I'm just going to pop the chart in real quick just so you can see what I'm looking at. It dropped 20% on 1.6 million. That's 2 million total, 2.5 million, and we'll even give it this candle. 4 million in volume. All right, see these candles? It shows right there the volume. 4 million in volume, dropped 21%. So when you get hyped up about volume on a stock, and the most traded volume is good, volume makes it volatile. Doesn't mean that it's going to go rocket ship out of the atmosphere. It just makes it more volatile. The more volume, the more movement it's going to do. Crazy fast. It can also move a lot on low volume. Luminar had 3.6 million today, and I saw a swing on that bad boy that was pretty damn high too. 25 down to 23 and back up. So don't get too discouraged, man. If you're out there watching this, I don't want you to be butthurt. I want to be somewhat of a calm, collected version of this, because I watch some of the other guys that stream the stocks, and they can hype you up, rockets to the moon, apes, be bearish, be whatever you want. Just know this. If you sell for a loss at 40%, you're messing up. Just got to stay calm, man. It's just another day. Just another day. Now, I'll tell you, I'll be a little bit bummed out if I don't take out some money and put it in crypto over the weekend just because I get bored and I want to watch candlesticks make money. But if this thing goes down a little more tomorrow, that's going to be the case. We're just going to have to wait it out a little bit. Because if I take out $12,000 and I just lost $7,000 or $8,000, for me to get an $8,000 play, I'm going to need something that hits 80%. That's a lot. It's highly unlikely that that's going to happen tomorrow. But if I just wait out Microvision and wait, it hits 15. If well, let's pull it up because I'm going to make up the numbers here. If it's at 14 and it goes back up and hits 17, 18, I'm going to make up a good chunk of my money back. So that's where we're going to see. We're going to see what happens tomorrow. Pre-market is going to be interesting. It has been interesting every day this week. It's had some hella price movement, but honestly, it hasn't really been too much of a determining factor on where it goes either, as we can see here. Up, down, down. Up, up, down. One thing we can say is that there's not been too many days where it's been a solid uptrend. It's been a spike with a sell-off. And if you want to play that swing trade, more power to you. Hit that sell button right off the bell. Get you what you got, and then buy that dip, ride it back up. Not the worst case scenario either. Oh. So that's where I'm at, man. If you guys joined in this one, I do appreciate it for sure. I actually just sold one of these shirts I'm wearing right now, my Joe Rogan Psychedelic Monkey. That's pretty cool. As I'm wearing it, I have manifested this sale into the atmosphere. Someone came and got one. So that's where I'm at, man. I'm going to try to get up early tomorrow and stream the pre-market a little bit from the studio before I get up and go to work. But we had a lot of people join the chat today during the day, and I appreciate all of you. And if you'd like to join the chat tonight, that's cool too. I've got some other news that I want to cover, so I'm going to end the stream here. Just play it back. It's not that long. This one was 16 minutes, and it was just kind of an overall recap. And before I go out, what's Doge doing? Look at Doge. Look at that Doge boy. You know, it always gets these spikes at night. That's not bad, though. 30 up a penny. 30 up a penny. So if you're in the Doge, look at the upside. Look at the upside of Doge. I bet Bitcoin just shit the bed. Where's Bitcoin? Yeah, 53. Bitcoin's going down a little bit. Less exciting. But the Doge does what it wants, man. I said before that thing looked bullish. All it needs is higher highs and higher lows. So that's going to be it for this one at the moment. Check me out tomorrow. Check out the other videos I'm about to throw up. I might just do them live because I'm feeling a little lazy. Not going to lie. Don't feel like doing all the extra work to upload them. I don't really have to edit them. I'm just going to do them in real time. So until then, man, I'll catch y'all later. Check me out at tmfapparelusa.com. Leave me some comments. Throw me some likes. Hit me a subscribe. Any of the good stuff. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow.